The Puck Portfolio with Andy MacNeil.
Hey, welcome to the Puck Portfolio. Hope you got your breakfast ready. I do. A little late this morning, but yeah, I'm gonna get my breakfast in as we do the show. My name is Andy MacNeil. I'm your host, and they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it does, because I'm very happy that Jake is back in the fold here producing the show. It was a lonely week and a half without him. Jake, welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, nice and rested and refreshed and ready to hit it. Right. Up until the trade deadline coming up soon, and in the playoff race, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to get busy. A bit of a lull I always find between the All-Star break and the trade deadline, as we know who these teams are, and there's not going to be a whole lot of shakeups, until we get closer to the trade deadline, and then maybe in terms of the power ratings and things like that, we will see some things change, but. As of right now, just kind of the status quo. So, show is a little bit late today. Hectic Monday morning. I'm writing Oilers game day previews over at Oilers Nation now. Of course, the Nation Network is under the BC Better Collective umbrella. Big purchase happened a little while ago. That's been made official. So now we're working with the Nation Network, Oilers Nation, DFO, and more probably down the stretch here to provide some hockey betting content. So you can check that stuff out at Oilers Nation on Oilers game days. A little tough trying to give an objective look to a fan website, but hopefully I can do that with my game day previews. Maybe save a little bit of money there, help Oilers fans save a little bit of money betting on their team, because they're on a losing streak for the first time in a long time. The Edmonton Oilers, they're in action against the Los Angeles Kings on Wednesday, and the current odds. I will just bring those up right now at NorthStar Bets. Our show is sponsored by NorthStar Bets, and you can check them out via the link in the description below. They offer lots of great NHL markets, and they offer early odds on the next day's NHL games. Of course, we're going to talk about that here on this show right away. But looking at Monday, we've got the Kings and the Oilers. Edmonton minus 156 on the money line. LA plus 128 on the other side. The Kings are 6-4 in their last 10 as underdogs. The Oilers are 7-3 overall in this matchup in their last 10. But as I mentioned, Edmonton has been playing a lot differently than they were prior to the All-Star break. In the 9 games since the All-Star break, the Oilers have allowed 3 or more goals in all 9 games, and in their last 3, they've allowed 4 or more, including 6 in 2 of those games. So, defense, goaltending, a big issue here for the Edmonton Oilers. I would not recommend laying the price on Edmonton, as my model, as you can see, has the Oilers at minus 149, the Kings at plus 149. So a lot closer to Edmonton in terms of how things are priced. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tightly contested game. In my game day preview, I recommend it betting under 62 and a half shots at minus 118. I think that is a good look for this game. Should be a tightly contested game. The Edmonton Oilers, they need to put forth a better effort defensively, that's for sure. And the Kings, they're a pretty stingy team. These two teams have played twice already this season. Neither game has totaled more than 60 shots on goal. In fact, no team has generated more than 28 shots on goal in either of the two matchups this season. And, in the last 4 matchups, these two teams have combined for 60 shots on goal or under. So I think that's a good look for this one. But obviously that one isn't necessarily available at a lot of sports books. Doing the Oilers Nation previews with odds from Betway. So that's where that one was found at. Yeah, sort of just a flyer there on that game that I'm looking at. And elsewhere, I think my best bet for Monday's slate here is the over in the Islanders and the Dallas Stars game, because I mean, these two teams, you would not expect to trend so heavily toward the over, but Dallas is 31-23 to the over this season, while the Islanders are 35-23 to the over. Of course, Tyler Seguin missed the last game, his first missed game of the season. He's considered day to day heading into Monday's game. This is the first half of a back to back for the Stars. They're playing their 6th game in 9 days on Tuesday in Colorado. We're going to talk about that game in a little bit. But yeah, I like over 6.5 here. But you can actually find over 6 minus 120 at one sports book. I don't have access to that sports book, but it is available out there. But I do like over 6 at, well, I do like it at minus 110. But if you shop around, the odds at NorthStar Bets minus 109 on over 6.5 goals. That's a pretty good price, all things considered. But you can shop around and find minus 103, minus 101. So there are some better prices out there. But we'll lock in the minus 109 at NorthStar Bets to win 0.75 units on over 6.5 goals. Let's hope that Scott Wedgwood is in goal tonight, not Jake Ottinger. It looks like it's going to be Scott Wedgwood. Of course, like I said, the Dallas Stars are in action against the Colorado Avalanche, big Central Division matchup. So it makes a lot of sense that they would start Wedgwood in this first game of the back-to-back and save Ottinger for the Dallas Stars tomorrow. But speaking of that game on Tuesday, it's a tough spot, right? Playing in Denver on short rest, short turnaround is always tough. And the fact that it's the 6th game in 9 days for Dallas will make it a bit tougher. But given how Colorado has been playing, I think there's value on the road team at plus 130 since they are starting Scott Wedgwood on Monday. That means Jake Ottinger will be in goal on Tuesday, almost certainly, anyways. So looking ahead here, I know it's a tough spot. Colorado has gone 4-0 against teams at home this season that have played the night before. So if Dallas wins on Tuesday, they'll be the first team to do it all season long. But I really can't pass up this plus 130 price that's available at NorthStar Bets. I'm going to lock it in for 1 unit now that we've got a bit of a confirmation, not quite a confirmation, but it does look like Wedgwood will be in goal on Monday. So I can feel a little bit more. Yeah, he's confirmed now. Okay, thanks, Jake. So yeah, can lock this one in with a lot of confidence here at plus 130, 1 unit to win 1.3 units. And yeah, I mean, you look at how Colorado and Dallas and Winnipeg, for that matter, have played recently. I know that the Jets and the Avs had more regulation wins than the Stars, but I still think the Stars are the best team in the Central Division. I thought that before the season started. I've been riding Stars Central Division futures all season long, have a little bit of Winnipeg, but no Colorado. The Stars, I think they've got a 57% chance of winning the Central Division. So plus 150 odds to win the Central Division right now. Kind of attractive, but like I said, I've got them locked in at a bigger price from prior to the season. So really not in any interest in that for me personally, but definitely something to consider there. Like I said, Colorado and Winnipeg do own the tiebreakers, but yeah, they've got also got much tougher schedules down the stretch than the Dallas Stars do. Dallas has the easiest remaining schedule of any of these Central Division contenders here. And speaking of the Central Division, man, the Blues. That game on Saturday, I had the Blues at plus 135 to beat the Red Wings. It was the only loser that I gave out on Saturday as the 2-team parlay with the Stars and the Nashville Predators hit, and of course the Maple Leafs took down the Colorado Avalanche. So won about a fifth of a unit. A lot of work for a very small positive result, but a positive result nonetheless. So I'm going to get back on the Blues here, just a half unit this time against the Winnipeg Jets at plus 170, because I think this one should be priced closer to plus 159, minus 159 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. So yeah, plus 170 at NorthStar Bets if it's still around, and it is. Going to lock that in for a half unit to win 0.85 units. Winnipeg, they won 8 games in a row between December 30th and January 11th, but they've dropped 7 of their last 15 games. And of the 8 games that they won during this stretch, 5 games were won narrowly by just 1 goal. The Jets have scored 2.2 goals per 60 minutes in all situations over their last 15 games. Only the Chicago Blackhawks have been worse on offense. Of course, Winnipeg is a much better team than St. Louis, but like I said, my model says the Blues should be a plus 158 underdog, not a plus 170 underdog. St. Louis looked awful in their last game. They lost 6-1 to the Red Wings. It was over before it began. I believe they allowed 4 goals on their first 9 shots, and they don't play as good on the road as they do at home. But the Jets, they've had a difficult time putting lesser teams away, lesser teams than the Blues, that's for sure, as of late. And I think this matchup, look, it's as important, if not more important, for the Blues as it is for the Jets. So St. Louis half unit at plus 170, hoping they can turn it around after that ugly loss. And like I said, look, the Jets, they're coming off back-to-back overtime wins over some pretty bad teams, the Coyotes and the Blackhawks. They had trouble putting in the way the Sharks recently with a 1-0 win. Yeah, this team is not scoring enough to be justifiably a big favorite like this. And St. Louis has shown that their offense can get it done at times. So hopefully they'll get better goaltending this time around in a matchup where the Jets will likely have some pretty good goaltending. So yeah, 3 plays locked in officially on the puck portfolio. That is the over 6.5 goals in Dallas and New York, the Islanders. That is. That's minus 109. Lock that in to win 3/4 of a unit. Then I'm betting a unit on the Dallas Stars in a tough spot. They're 6 game in 9 nights. I'm not crazy. I have accounted for that. Hopefully I'm accounting for it enough. This Colorado team has really been sinking lately, though, particularly on defense. And the Stars, they match up pretty well with the Avalanche on offense, scoring as many goals as Colorado has scored over the last 30 days, but they've been much better on defense than both the Avs and the Jets, who they're battling with in the Central Division title race. So yeah, on top of that, one more bet on the St. Louis Blues half unit at plus 170. But that pretty much does it for the early bets, based on how things are looking right now. And yeah, I'm just just looking for value, guys. So let's see. Anything in the chat here that I should be getting to? I know it's been a while since we've done a live stream, but we're back.
Yeah, a bit of an earlier question, but Josh was saying he's seeing some great value on the Panthers to win the President's Trophy based on your futures model. Any reason not to take them at plus 300?
Any reason not to take the Panthers at plus 300
Correct, yeah, for President's Trophy.
for President's Trophy? So yeah, I mean, it's tough because like that's the one thing about, like, look, I update my projections every morning, and things can really swing kind of in a few. Like the Vancouver Canucks, they had a 47% chance of finishing with the most points, but then they lost 4 games in a row. The Florida Panthers continued to win, and things have flipped pretty significantly there, where Vancouver not really in the running now to win the President's Trophy. So yeah, like, I mean, it's there probably is value, I guess, if he is. What do I have there? Sorry, just pulling this up right now. Um, Vancouver or Florida, yeah, 41% chance of finishing with the most points. So yeah, there is value at 3-1. And yeah, it's a bet to consider, but look, it's just one of those things where you've kind of have to. It is conditional on Florida sort of living up to their projection here in terms of their game by game projections, right? I estimate how likely they are to win all of these future games. If I'm accurate, like I was not accurate predicting how likely the Vancouver Canucks were to win those last 4 games prior to their win over the Boston Bruins. Right. So if I'm accurate in my estimation for their future games, then yeah, their odds of winning the President's Trophy, they're going to continue to grow. But yeah, something to consider right now for sure. But given that probably a month ago they were at much longer odds, even 2 weeks ago, their odds of winning the President's Trophy were much longer. I always find it a little bit tough uh, to to justify getting down on that at that point. It's like that feeling of missing out on that price that maybe I should have kind of saw it coming and not wanting to buy low. But yeah, 3-1. I mean, right? It's the odds. The odds should be what do we have here. Plus 144 according to the model. So Boston Bruins plus 535 to win the President's Trophy. Vancouver Canucks now plus 783. New York Rangers plus 845. Dallas Stars 11-1. These are my prices, by the way, converted into American odds. So yeah, but yeah, no, it's something to consider for sure. It's not something I'm going to bet personally though. So take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, should be should be an interesting night of hockey. Kind of a trash slate from a betting perspective um, on Monday, but man, lots of games on Tuesday. Some interesting matchups. Of course, the Flyers a little bit of uncertainty there with their projection because of some of the injuries that they've suffered recently. Travis Konechny, Tyson Forrester, the Florida Panthers. Matthew Tkachuk missed the last game, so a bit of uncertainty there. They're in action against the Buffalo Sabres on Tuesday. Of course, the Vegas Golden Knights. Not that there is uncertainty as to what their lineup will look like, but just a little bit of uncertainty, I guess, as far as how they'll be able to rebound versus the Toronto Maple Leafs after looking pretty bad on home ice against the Leafs last week. And then the Arizona Coyotes, they're in action against Jake's Montreal Canadiens. Connor Ingram back in the fold. That's good for the Coyotes. Might be bad for the Canadians, but we don't know if he'll actually be in the crease when the Coyotes take on the Canadians on Tuesday. Elsewhere, Carolina taking on the Minnesota Wild. Ottawa in Nashville. Seven's playing the second half of a back-to-back on the road. The Kings, they're playing the second half of a back-to-back against Calgary. Calgary got a big win over the Oilers, embarrassing loss for the Oilers, losing 6-3 to their rival on home ice. Third straight loss for Edmonton, as we mentioned. And yeah, Dallas plus 130 on the money line in Colorado on Tuesday. Pittsburgh and Vancouver and New Jersey and San Jose. So a pretty loaded slate. Might find some more bets as more sports books open up, and we've got some more options. But based on the early odds, just the three plays, one for Monday, the Isles and the Stars over 6.5 goals, minus 109 to win 3/4 of a unit. The Dallas Stars on Tuesday to beat the Avalanche at plus 130. That's a 1 unit bet to win 1.3 units. And then the St. Louis Blues at plus 170, half unit bet to win 0.85 units. But yeah, going to update strength of schedule a little bit later at canadasportsbetting.ca. Of course, projections, as we just mentioned, are updated as of today on the website, so you can check those out. I tweeted about it earlier. If you're looking for the link, you can find that on my Twitter account at Digital Gambler. But yeah, pretty much does it. I think that does it for the bets. And I'm having trouble bringing up the live chat here for some reason on YouTube. So I don't know. Somebody offered to do my thumbnails free of charge. I think they're a bot. I'm delighted to create the thumbnail, and it's completely free. Please inform me of your preferred method of receiving it. Remember, thumbnails play a crucial role in video ranking and proper SEO. Thank you. Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah. Oh, there's the live chat. Got it. Thank you for joining, guys. Appreciate it. Glad to be back on the live stream. Yeah, it was a lonely week without Jake and without guests. We will have some guests back on the show this week. We'll catch up with Nick Martin from the Action Network's Line Change podcast. Maybe get a bit of Isles and Rangers talk on the go. Trying to get Arthur Staple from the Athletic lined up. And yeah, maybe get some more Isles talk with Michael Leboff because he's got to be happy with the Islanders' performance as of late. Speaking of the Islanders and the over 6.5 goals tonight in Dallas, I mean, you've also got to consider the fact that if this is a lopsided game, which it very well could be, the Dallas Stars are a big favorite hosting the Islanders tonight. Then maybe there's a situation like we saw over the weekend, um, or on Friday, sorry, with maybe it was Thursday. I don't know. One of the days last week, the St. Louis Blues and the Islanders played. We had a bet on the Blues, and yeah, the Islanders played pretty well in that game, all things considered. But a flurry of goals in the second period put them down by 3, and then Patrick Waugh, the head coach, pulled the goalie with about 10 minutes to go. So yeah, could be a situation where you get an early goalie pull and help you get over that total if the Islanders find themselves in yeah, in a situation where that could happen. Yeah, that over 6 disappeared with the confirmation on Wedgwood tonight. Stars minus 60. Well, yeah, I mean, insight. Have you actually looked at how Money Puck's odds do versus the betting line? I'm curious. I haven't, but I'd be curious if you did. Um, yeah, I mean, there's value at Dallas at value on Dallas at minus 160. Sure. Um, I didn't see that one available to me, but I guess I got to check now. It does. I mean, it does feel like a buy, like a bit of a buy high spot here, especially with Sagan out of the lineup. I'll probably wait and see here what the news is on Sagan. Um, Also, and I should have mentioned this, it's just like I said, been a hectic morning. This projection, as you know, when I started the show, I wasn't 100% sure that it would be Wedgwood in goal. So this projection still is a blend of both Wedgwood and Jake Ottinger. So probably south of minus 180 if we're talking about a true price. So I mean, yeah, there is value on Dallas at minus 160. I'm going to personally, I'm going to wait and see what happens with Sagan, and just give me a little bit more of an idea of what Dallas's lineup is going to look like. Could use all the important pieces in a game where they are starting a goaltender who has not won in over a month. Not that it is his fault, but yeah, Scott Wedgwood has had trouble getting wins over the last stretch. So yeah. Um, anyway, Jake, did you get a tan, Jake, or?
I had a tan for about a day. I thought I'd come back and enjoy that tan for a little while longer, but I think after the flight and the subsequent sleep after the exhausting flight, the tan went away. I tan pretty quick, but then it dissipates just as quick.
Yeah, me too. If you haven't noticed, I'm a very tanned individual. Um, no, I just turned blood red pretty quick after staying out in the sun very long. But anyway, so once again, yeah, like how does Money Puck do versus the betting line? Are there I need more info. I don't care what Money Puck says inside. But yeah, everybody seems to care despite, never actually making reconciling with the projections at the end of the season. I don't think they really ever do that. So um I think they're beating me this year, though, in terms of preseason projections. This was my worst year for preseason projection accuracy. Um, in the 4 years prior that I put out projections to the public, yeah, I was right on par with like Don Luszczyszyn from the Athletic, right on par with the betting market, pretty much as far as accuracy goes. This year, a little bit below average. to say the least. And I don't know if there's been an update recently or not, but yeah, I'll check on that to see where it is. But Evolving Hockey or Evolving Wild, the guys that run Evolving Hockey, they actually track it on their Twitter account every few months. Looking at 3-3 regulation into OT, Stars Isles from William. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. I had the over in Edmonton and Minnesota on Friday, and I really thought we were going to get 3-3 with the Wild pulling their goaltender, but instead they made it 4-2 and ruined any chance of that one going over the total of 6.5. I thought that was pretty gross considering that the chances that was played the first 30 minutes of that game I thought was played at a pretty high pace. But Philip Gustafson was really good, and that pretty much cost me the over in that one. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I don't have anything more to say about bets. Anything else? I'm just guessing. Son of a Gustafson. That's right, William. But yeah, anyways, this that pretty much does it for the today's episode, and we will be back on Tuesday with another video. I'm sure we'll be back more in the swing of things by Wednesday's live stream. I won't have as much to do on Wednesday, probably, but yeah, kind of had to throw today's show together pretty quickly, and didn't go too much into anything that I'm not betting on because, yeah, why would I do that? Projections on the screen. You guys can DM me on Twitter. Unless it's on Sunday, I'm probably not going to answer you, as you'll probably find out. Need that one day where I just don't have to be relied upon for my hockey betting expertise. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, Sundays I try to escape the betting a little bit, hang out with the family. I don't plan on putting out projections on Sunday this season. If the show grows to a point where it's like the demand is absolutely huge and undeniable, then I guess I would have to. But right now, it's just Monday to Saturday. You can count on that. You can use Money Puck Insight for your other for Sundays odds. Just joking. Anyway, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. I've got breakfast to finish here. And yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday with another video. Drop a like on this video if you have not already. Subscribe to the Canada Sports Betting YouTube channel. And yeah, thanks for tuning in and hanging out. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.